With San Francisco officially wrapping up training camp, this is the perfect opportunity for us to examine each position group to really see the players that stood out across the board. For me, a competition I was looking at closely this offseason was the competition between veteran Greg Joseph and Jake Moody. Last season, Moody really struggled with consistency after his injury, so this offseason he decided to adjust his kicking approach, moving from a 3-step kicking approach he used since 6th grade to a 2-step approach, and it appeared it paid off yesterday as he went 6 for 7. Meanwhile, the veteran kicker in Greg Joseph today went 7 for 7 on his kicks, and across the course of his career, he's been known for his reliability, especially in big-time moments. Truthfully, a couple of kicks in June won't really determine this competition, but I think more so will be Brant Boyer's philosophy of what he wants to do on a kicker. If he wants a kicker with more potential and the ability to kick longer kicks, you'll go Jake Moody. He's only 25 and he has a stronger leg than Greg Joseph. Meanwhile, Joseph is more reliable under 50 and he has that clutch gene. He did that Super Bowl onside kick with the Saints a couple of years back. Now moving into the offensive side of the ball though, moving into the quarterback specifically, Brock Purdy on his first day threw 3 interceptions, and I don't see this as that big of a deal, as he said in the past that he'll try things in practice, he won't necessarily try in the game. He also connected with Jordan Watkins yesterday on the short slant touchdown, and Purdy today threw no interceptions, so heading into this year, I would expect Purdy to continue his top 10 production as a quarterback. Now speaking about Purdy's backup in Mac Jones, he has a nice deep ball. He's connected several times with Demarcus Robinson, and today he was able to connect deep with Jacob Cowing. But on the not so good side, today he threw an interception to Jalen Mahoney, who was able to just read him trying to attempt to throw deep to Jordan Watkins. Moving into San Francisco's backfield, while it's hard to glean much as pads haven't came on yet, both Christian McCaffrey and Isaac Grindo showed off nice bursts, and today Jordan James also showed why San Francisco drafted him. He's continued to look like the better back than Corey Kiner. He has nice hands, and today he was able to show off his explosiveness he routinely showed off during his Duck days. And while all this is nice, I think the best is yet to come for Jordan James, because when he puts pads on, he reminds me of Jordan Mason from last year. He does a great job of reading gaps in the offensive line, shooting them without hesitation, and then when they do try to tackle him, he's always punishing him. This is why Frank Gore gave him his seal of approval. He's always falling forward for at least an additional couple of yards, and if Kyle Shanahan is able to effectively use all of his running backs, he could have a true 3-headed monster with Christian McCaffrey leading the group, Isaac Grindo bringing in that speed element, while Jordan James could be the closer. But now moving into San Francisco's wide receiver room, probably the most impressive player overall here since the beginning of this offseason has been Jordan Watkins. He brings a speed element that can unlock San Francisco deep down the field, but he also has shown the ability to go underneath, catching that slant for a touchdown yesterday, like I was mentioning. He also brings the versatility Deebo Samuel brought. He can run the ball, he can line up in a slot, he can line up outside, and I love the speed element. He runs his 40-yard dash in 4.37 seconds, but to consistently see the field as a rookie will be a challenge for Jordan Watkins because San Francisco's wide receiver room depth, I think, is pretty underappreciated. San Francisco's second-year wide receiver in Jacob Cowing, for instance, looks vastly improved, and he also adds that speed element, running his 40-yard dash in 4.33 seconds. To really illustrate this point, today Mac Jones was able to connect deep with him down the field, and overall as a player, he's been consistent. Today he caught all of his passes when targeted, and in previous practices, he's looked similar. Another new intriguing addition San Francisco made this offseason was Demarcus Robinson. Last year for the Rams, he had a career year, and so far this offseason, it looks like he's about to replicate it. He's consistently been a favorite quarterback target because he runs such smooth routes and has the ability to create a ton of separation despite running his 40-yard dash in 4.59 seconds. He's similar to Juwan Jennings in that way. It's also worth noting Brandon Ayuk showed up on the sideline, and in a similar way to Demarcus Robinson, most likely will be out to start the season as he rehabs his ACL. It's also worth noting San Francisco's tight end Mason Plynal-Furman last year is developing nicely as an undrafted free agent. He comes in at 6'7", and today had a nice deep catch. Now moving into the offensive line, before moving on to the defensive side of the ball, Trent Williams has been participating in individual drills, not not so much in team drills, with Spencer Burford filling in at left tackle there. Meanwhile, on the defensive line, San Francisco's first 2 picks in Michael Williams and Alfred Collins did not participate due to injuries, but Kyle Shanahan said they were nothing severe and they could have probably gone, but they were trying to be cautious, and both will be ready for training camp. With that being said, San Francisco's newly acquired defensive end in Bryce Huff looks extremely explosive off the line in a similar way Dee Ford used to. Outside of Bryce Huff, another new addition I think could have an immediate impact on this team is CJ West out of Indiana. The rookie looks like he's an extremely explosive player off the ball, and like a player like DJ Jones, he has a low center of gravity and can find his way into the backfield in a hurry. Moving into San Francisco's linebacker room, the player who continues to make strides in his development is Dee Winters. Not only does he continue to show off his speed, but recently he has done a much better job in his coverage abilities, reading the quarterback's size, diagnosing the play, and then triggering on it without hesitation. This led to him snagging an interception over the middle yesterday, and overall in this training camp, he's been able to break up several passes. But in a similar way, Nick Martin has also been impressive. He's an extremely fast player on the field and can also break up passes in zone coverage. So while right now it does appear like Dee Winters has the upper hand in this competition, I think a lot will be made how they both perform in pads. And Nick Martin is extremely impressive as a rookie, especially one coming back from a knee injury. Moving into San Francisco's secondary, specifically their cornerback room, both Trey Brown and Upton Stout have been competing for that nickel cornerback job, with Trey Brown seeing competition both on the outside and in the nickel. Right now, it does look like Upton Stout might start for this team as he continues to break up passes. Meanwhile, Trey Brown was able to snag an interception on Brock Purdy coming on the outside yesterday. Moving into San Francisco's safeties, they showed off a ball hawking mentality San Francisco really has been building over the last couple of years. Today, for instance, Jalen Mahoney was able to read Mac Jones and pick him off. Meanwhile, Jason Pinnock, who's competing alongside Richie Grant and Jair Brown for a starting role this upcoming season, was able to pick off Brock Purdy. And right now, it does appear he may be the front runner to start next to Jair Brown if Malik Mustafa isn't able to recover fully from his injury. These are just some non-padded practices in June though, and we'll learn a lot more about some of these key competitions, like who's going to start at kicker for this team, who's going to start at linebacker, who's even going to start at nickel cornerback. I mean, this is going to be such an interesting year. But with minicamp wrapping up, headed into training camp, the player I'm honestly probably most excited to see continue to develop is Jordan Watkins. We know he looks great without pads on, but is he able to keep up the same level of production once pads come on and real game action starts? Now though, I want to hear the player you're most excited to see headed into training camp and preseason, and it would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.